Hey everybody, Nick Nack here. I'm recounting down my top 10 most anticipated of 2011. Reason for that being is because my last 2011 anticipated, I bet people didn't want to see it because it was way too fucking long. 16 fucking minutes. Nobody wants to see that. So I decided to re-edit, make it much shorter, go straight down to the point. And not to mention that a whole bunch of numbers will be switched around. Anyway, like I always say, I'll shut the fuck up so we can get this one started. Starting off the countdown at number 10 is Portal 2. The first Portal kicked ass with all its originality, challenge, environment, and gameplay, and although I missed out on it, we all know the second one is going to kick ass of course, because it's made by Valve and what features is awesome, such as the Jungle Exchange and a multiplayer feature. Another thing that's so awesome about it is that Valve is developing it for a PS3, unlike a certain inferior port of a game I remember EA developing. Coming in at number 9 is Infamous 2. Infamous 1 was a great game with a cool protagonist with badass lightning powers, awesome cutscenes, and the stuff you can do with it being a sandbox game. Now Infamous 2 comes and makes it much more interesting by having a New Orleans-ish setting, giving cold art powers besides lightning such as ice, and having a story that looks pretty interesting, as well as having character development from what it looks like. Who knows, considering that the game looks much improved with the technology they're using, it might be even better than Rockstar's sandboxes, but I doubt it. At number 8 is Little Big Planet 2. The first Little Big Planet was just so freaking sweet with all the cool creativity that the users have to make their own platformers. So how do they make the second one better? They let you use that same creativity to make other types of video games besides platformers, where it's puzzles, racing, casual, and surprisingly, RPGs and fighters. Although we know it works accordingly to people who play the beta, I'm not extremely hyped because it might consume way too much memory. Let's hope it doesn't. Making their way into 7th spot, we have a tie between the two most anticipated RPGs of the year, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim and Mass Effect 3. Some of you are pissed why these are so low, well go ahead and badmouth me for it. As much as I enjoyed the amount of hours you can put into both games, as well as how enjoyable the games are with the sandbox elements for Elder Scrolls and the story and characters for Mass Effect, to tell you the truth, they're a hassle to play with all the weapons and finding it trouble somewhere to go. Yeah, it's just a pain in the ass. But however, I'm still looking forward to them though, because I enjoy the series, but not as big as the fans do. Coming in at number 6 is Resistance 3. The Resistance series is my favorite FPS series of this generation, and Insomniac is my favorite developer of all time. So with saying that, I'm looking very forward to this game. Sure, the gameplay is going to be generic, but the ending of Resistance 2 was phenomenal, and that makes me so interested in 3's story. The graphics look awesome as well. Overall, it's my most anticipated shooter of 2011. Sorry SOCOM, sorry Rage, sorry Duke Nukem, and fuck you Gears of War 3. I have to give the number 5 spot to Mortal Kombat 2011. Looking back at all the fighting games I have played, the Mortal Kombat series has gotta be my favorite fighting game series of all time. Sure, some people hated the last few Mortal Kombat, but I enjoyed the fuck out of them, and with them rebooting the gameplay by them going back to 2.5D, I want to see how it will play. Sure, they might take out the features that offered a lot of replayability for the last one, but hey, the PS3 has Kratos, so yeah, I'm looking forward to a reboot, even though it will only take a few hours to beat, I'm guessing. Coming in at number 4 is Uncharted 3, Drake's Deception. As much as I love Uncharted 2 and I'm looking very forward to Uncharted 3, I think Naughty Dog should take a break from the Uncharted series and work on another franchise. As for Drake's Deception, I know it's going to be a good game, but the question is, will it live up to hype after the critically acclaimed Among Thieves, or will it be the next Resident Evil 5? Not that 5 was bad, disappointing it was. The gunplay looks improved from 2, as well as the combat. The story looks very interesting as well, with the setting they're in and it only focusing on Drake and Sully. Overall, I know Naughty Dog's going to deliver, but I'm kinda pooped on the Uncharted series. That's why it's at number 4. Making up the third spot is The Legend of Zelda: Skyward Sword. The Legend of Zelda games are known to be Game of the Year material, and while some people might be turned off by the game, either by the graphics or feeling that it might be another Majora's Mask, I'm still hyped for it. The Wiimote accuracy looks top notch, gadgets and weapons look interesting, and I don't really think there's a gimmick this time around. I mean, Twilight Princess had wolf transformation, Majora's Mask had a young Link wearing mask, and this game's gimmick is nothing at all from what it looks like. Just a typical Zelda game, and that's why it's pretty high at the third spot. Being the runner-up game at number 2 is The Last Guardian. Ico was known to be a very original and legendary game, and Shadow of the Colossus was known to be one of the greatest games this decade and past generation. Like everybody, I too enjoyed their games, so when I saw the E3 trailer for Trico / The Last Guardian, boy do I fucking want to get the game. Like their last 2 titles, this game's full of originality, the graphics are mind-blowing, and the gameplay's bound to be unique. Come on Team Ico, please make sure it will be released and not be a next Duke Nukem Forever. And finally, topping off my 2011 anticipated list at number 1 is Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is my favorite video game of all time, and when I heard Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was legit, I had the jizz in my pants feeling you usually get when hearing good news. Gameplay looks a lot more balanced than 2, the comic book style presentation is fucking awesome, and the characters are good and bad. Good by including people like Hager, Dante, Deadpool, and Wesker to name a few, and bad by having Storm and
Mac fucking Nito.
But I don't really mind. Besides, and I know in my heart as a fighting game fan, it will live up to hype. Please Capcom, make me a believer. Too bad it's a fighting game, meaning it will be fucking underrated and not win too many Game of the Year awards, but I hope to God it does. So that's the list of my 2011 anticipated. Hope you enjoyed it, and please tell me what you're looking forward to in 2011 by leaving a comment down below or making a video response. Until next video, and thanks for watching.